You are in frame. Okay. You look good. You feel good. You smell good.
All right. Time for the music.
Here we go.
Queued up.
I'm ready. You like Alani?
Huh?
Alani, the drinks?
I have never had them, but Britt has them.
You're not a caffeine guy.
Not a big one.
They have this one. It's called Witch's Brew, and it's like caramel apple. You know the caramel?
They have one that's cotton candy, don't they?
Yeah.
I think that one's
But you know
good.
the caramel apple suckers?
Uh-huh. Tastes like that?
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, it's incredible.
They need to do one for white gummy.
They should.
All right, you ready?
Yep, let's get it.
Game time. All right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of King of the Court. We are your hosts, Tyler and
Jimmy Miller.
the one and only Jimmy Miller. Jimmy, real quick.
Tyler.
We get a lot of messages,
Yeah.
but we had this one guy reach out, and he made us an intro song,
Yeah.
and it was pretty fire.
Dude, it's a full song.
Yeah.
Frosty the Snow Bro.
Yep.
And yeah, it's a full song about King of the Court. It actually mentions
They mentioned a bunch of other
a
pros.
lot of players.
Yep.
5'4" like Jaume is maybe just one of the insane lines.
Yep.
Tweaking like BPJ.
Yep.
I mean, it's incredible. It's a great song. Check it out. I put it on my Instagram. Do you have it queued up?
I don't. I also don't know the rules on copyright stuff, so
Okay.
we'll link it in the description
Yeah,
below.
we'll link it, but it's good. Like, it's legit good. Like,
It's a pickleball song made about King of the Court. Did you ever think that you would have a song that you were the star in?
No, so Tyler, it's tackle football season. We had our first game Saturday.
Did you guys win?
We did not. Our first loss in 2 years.
Wow.
Now listen, some people hate my stories. Some people love them. You're going to hear them anyways. We played this team that we actually play all the time in sevens.
Uh-huh.
They're fine. They're okay. We beat them twice last year. We beat them in the playoffs 35-0. We show up, and there was maybe 2 kids on that team that were the same as last year.
Roids.
Literally, everybody was calling them the Salt Lake County Polynesian All-Star team.
Uh-huh.
Even though you're supposed to live in your area. Their offensive line, this is 6th grade. Mm-hmm. I promise you that they didn't have a kid on that O-line under 200 pounds. Massive. Grown men.
Do they drug test for this?
They don't, but the crazy thing is we actually dominated the game. We just couldn't put the ball in the end zone. We played, it's just first game. It's fine. Like, it is what it is. We'll be okay.
What's the schedule? One game a week?
1 game a week. We do have a bye next week. I actually asked for a bye, requested one for next week.
Uh-huh.
Hoping the Bears would be in New York.
Yeah.
That didn't work out, but yeah, just 1 game a week. It's an 8-game schedule. Then you go to the playoffs, so we'll be fine. It's not that serious. At the end of the day, our goal wasn't to be undefeated. It was to win the whole thing. So anyways, the point is I don't like the fact that, like, I'm a big dude anyways. Mm-hmm. I don't like seeing eye to eye with 6th graders. It freaks me out. Like, you know when people that are really short,
Yeah.
and they're like, man, I don't like seeing eye to eye with people that are like my same size. Like, it actually bugs them. Did you know that?
I did not.
Super short people. Yeah. Yeah.
So you got to kneel when you get...
Yeah, but like 6th graders, I'm like, dude, you should not, like, and your voice should not be that deep.
Yeah.
And also, like, you're chirping, but you literally drove here, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure you drove. So yeah, anyways, it was fun. It is what it is.
'Tis the season, sweater weather. The temperatures are cooling off, and
Yes.
I absolutely love it.
'Tis the season.
'Tis the season. All right, so
You know what that means?
what does that mean?
Indoor pickleball.
Indoor pickleball. Nothing else like it. All right, we have a full schedule. I feel like we've been saying that the past few weeks, but there is so much to go over. Contract negotiations, MLP. The Flash lose for the first time
Tyler.
in a while.
They lost. Yes, but the Flash are out.
Yes, but first we got to go through our sponsors.
Flash mob. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
All right.
All right.
Big shout out to our title sponsor. But first, we got to give a big shout out to Lehigh here in PICKLR. We are here in this incredible facility.
I'm rocking the Lehigh hat today.
Lehigh PICKLR.
Yeah.
Also, Jimmy, tell us some news about the PICKLR as a whole.
Okay, so listen, we've talked about this before. Those are our guys. I mean, George and Austin and Steve, they've built something pretty phenomenal over there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who start businesses, but to be included, so they got an award.
Yeah.
That was, Jimmy, tell us what it was.
So the Inc. 5000 Okay. It's basically the gold standard for private companies. So the one thing there's a lot of these little awards that get sent out, right? But most of them are like, you basically pay. We talked about this on the last pod, the who's who, how you had to pay. So the PICKLR actually got recognized on the Inc. 5000. So they get this phone
is
call.
like global or
Yeah, it's global.
Yeah.
So like Patagonia, Under Armour, this is where they kind of like got recognized and kind of started to blow up. So, but here's the interesting thing. So they call the PICKLR. They said, hey, we want you to know that you made our 5,000 list. Okay. And they're like, oh, cool. So they're thinking,
They said, how much do we have to pay?
Yeah, but they're also thinking like, are we 2,000, 3,000? You know, they don't know, right? It's 5,000 private companies.
Yeah.
And they get the call. And not only are they're number one in the entire sports category, but they're 43 overall.
Yeah.
43. I mean, that's absolutely insane. That puts them in the top 1%.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the PICKLR, for me personally, like, I like it when my friends succeed. And so seeing these dudes knock it out of the park, they have an insane team. Like, I've been spending more time up there now that I'm doing stuff with Vulcan, and the Vulcan offices or stack offices are inside the PICKLR. But like everybody up there, dude, I mean, it's like, look, George and Austin and Steve are great. They've done an awesome job. But like the team around them is insane.
Yeah.
Like, they're incredible. They're like a freaking machine. And yeah, dude, they just opened their 49th location.
Yeah.
They're still pumping.
Wait, sorry. What were they overall?
43.
43 overall. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're pumping. I mean, like I said, these dudes have built something just incredible, and it's continuing to grow, continuing to blow it up. And like, I mean, the sky's the limit. Like, I'm excited to see where they are in a year, in 18 months, in 2 years. Right?
So if you want your company to be the number one or top 50 globally, maybe you guys should sponsor the KOTC podcast.
I mean, yeah, look, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, let's not pretend that we didn't have a little bit of part of that, you know? I don't know if we did or didn't, but.
All right, awesome. Yeah, thank you for the support, PICKLR. If you're interested in opening up your own franchise, being a business owner, or getting involved in pickleball, reach out to the PICKLR at thepicklr.com and tell them that the guys at KOTC sent you. Also, KOTC has a code for all PPA and also MLP events.
They do.
Use code KOTC. I can't tell you how many tournaments we go to where we have people, spectators coming up to us saying, hey, we saved 20, 40, 50, all the way up to $200 to $300. So,
you know what's crazy about MLP? And I talked about this about Salt Lake a little bit, but it's the same with San Diego. Like last year, I felt like I could essentially get tickets to whatever I wanted.
Now it's a lot more difficult.
It is, because they're selling out, right? They're actually like, there's it sounds stupid, but now there's demand.
Yep.
We're not comping tickets to make the stands look full.
Yep.
Right? There's legit demand.
There was actually a comment that said they oversold tickets, and it was an issue because there was nowhere to sit and people were getting mad about it.
Yeah, they didn't have enough seats, and like that. I mean, that's a good problem to have. Obviously, you want to account for the amount of people, but yeah, it's incredible. And like I said, I was always able to be like, oh yeah, I can get you tickets, I can do this. And now I have people reach out, and I'm like, honestly, like, use the KOTC code. That's as good as it gets. I mean, New York, it's like they sent out an email to team owners. They're like, yeah, it's $175 a ticket. You know, I mean,
got to sell a percentage of your team.
Yeah. But like, I think it's a good thing for sure. So,
okay. Also, we have a Cameo. We did a Cameo last week for a business owner.
Yeah. Speaking of business owners.
So his wife submitted it.
Yeah.
And she wanted us to congratulate him. And he makes flick weights.
Yeah, flick weights. So flick weights go on the bottom of your paddle.
Yep.
Essentially, it's how you weight your paddle, right? It's like the little cap or the weight. They've been in business for 6 months.
6 months.
Their website is incredible. It's like insanely clean, very well priced. So yeah, go check them out. Flick weight. This is actually, by the way, not a paid sponsorship at all. It's just a cool product that we really like. So check them out. I believe it's is it flickweight.com? Yes, flickweight.com. So yeah, they're just paddle handle weights. Like, I mean, it's super cool. Do you feel like they should sponsor the Flick Wizard?
Possibly, yeah. I asked you, Jimmy, in the Cameo, I said, if you had to flick one person on tour, who would it be?
Colin Johns, 100%. You know when it's
cold?
That's
not very nice.
You know when it's cold outside, like when you were growing up as a kid, and you'd flick people's ears? You did that.
I did that, yeah.
Yeah, or you'd cup check them.
Yes.
You'd probably hold it a little longer, but you'd cup check. But flicking people's ears, when I see flick weight, 100% that's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, I wish it was freeze. I'd flick the hell out of Colin's ear.
Also, we have a link in the description below. If you'd like to order anything off of Pickleball Central, you have to click the link in the description below, and it will automatically apply that discount. All right, Jimmy, real quick. Actually, I had an idea.
Okay.
So our last episode, I thought it was a pretty good conversation. We talked about contracts. We talked about a lot of different things, and we had, I thought, a good conversation.
I love a good conversation.
Some of these comments, they're pretty for me or pretty for you, and they're kind of nice and whatnot. So I thought there were a couple that were kind of interesting that I thought I'd like to read and kind of get your
fun fact
reaction on.
Fun fact about me.
Okay.
I have not read a YouTube comment from the pod in probably a year.
Okay.
So this will be fun.
Okay. So I don't know if you recall this, but I remember you saying it, and I think you kind of made up this word, but somebody said, all right, I got to make sure I pronounce this correctly, but explicitives. I'm going to use that. Thanks, Jimmy.
Isn't it expletives or is it explicitives? I don't know.
That's what you said.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure what you said was the wrong one.
Was explicit. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think it's expletives, but explicitives actually fits better. So use it. I actually texted someone the other day. We were talking about a match, and I said, this player, I said, they're really, they might be the worst volleyer. And I said, is volleyer a word?
Uh-huh.
But I think is volleyer a word?
I mean, it makes sense.
If I said Connor Garnett is the worst volleyer in pickleball, I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying if I said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one's interesting as well. They said, you should have spent a few minutes talking about how supposedly very smart people did the absolute stupidest thing they could by offering massive contracts to the average person and below average pros. They also paid for past performance, Riley and Tyson, a mistake owners and all pro leagues make, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, it happens all MLP GMs too, right? We get enamored with recency bias, or we get enamored with, what this player used to be. I mean, look at the Phoenix Flames, right? You're like, oh, we got Tyson, we got Jesse. Yeah, so I get that for sure. And I said this, just to be very clear, on the last pod, I said that the players did not offer themselves these contracts. Mm-hmm. They didn't be like, hey, Tyler didn't go to, Colin Johns or Declan and be like, hey, I think that we're going to pay you $700,000. And then they didn't come to you, Tyler, and be like, we're going to pay you $5 million. You didn't offer themselves these contracts.
Yeah. Somebody
did offer them to you. Now, it doesn't mean that, look, there was a coup happening. There was a takeover going on. There was all these things. And essentially, like, they were offered under duress. It was an arms race, all the things. But at the end of the day, you did not offer them to yourselves. So, yeah, I agree with that. And I think that there is some accountability there from PPA and from MLP for sure for offering these deals. I think they are trying to make it up a little bit. But in their defense, they have paid these contracts for 2 full years.
Okay, there's a couple more. I thought they were a little bit more harsh. So we'll try to find those. Somebody says,
you want to find the harsh ones?
John Lucien Goings didn't come out of nowhere. As a GM, Jimmy, you should know this. So his breakthrough is not the surprise that Jimmy thinks it is.
Yes,
he's got massive
won.
Upside.
He does have massive upside. I didn't say he came out of nowhere. We watched the kid for the last year plus, but he hasn't won. Let's not pretend that he won, and him winning is not a surprise. Honestly, he won.
Okay.
That's his first win. Don't argue with me. I know it is. He's 16 freaking years old, 17 years old. Stop it. He plays chess. Like, again, he gives hope for all the kids out there that want to play sports, but they're probably not super athletic.
I like watching your show. I don't like watching the top of Jimmy's head or hearing his voice from the shadows. Peace.
What? The top of my head? I always wear a hat for a reason. Also, what do you mean? Can you not see my face?
This one's funny. Love you, Jimmy, but you got to stop breathing into the mic. It's actually it actually concerns me, to be honest.
What am I doing?
Oh my gosh.
Like, should I be here or here? The problem is we had a whole stretch, like 3 months long, where they said they couldn't hear me. So now I'm like, I feel like I have to like make out with it.
All right, this one's on me. They said, it's funny, Tyler literally knows nothing about anything except some pickleball. And then somebody...
Well, isn't it a pickleball podcast? So you're doing half the battle at least.
And then somebody said, when he said a couple weeks ago that he thought a hurricane recently hit St. Louis, I about lost it. Hurricanes don't hit... Hurricanes don't hit cities that are 800 miles from the ocean, dude. Seems like a guy with zero common sense.
I mean, just to be very clear, in that guy's defense, he's not wrong. By the way, he didn't come out of nowhere. And of course, so that means that I'm going to look this up, okay? All right, so that was his first gold in a PPA. He does have a couple challenger medals. But this is a man who is ranked 81st in doubles, 66th in mixed. So let's not pretend that he's 3-9, by the way, in his last 12 months in doubles matches. So let's not pretend that he's some freaking dog that
Okay, last one.
we're waiting for a breakthrough.
Jimmy said, 16 years old, 17 years old, same thing. When talking about Johnny G's age. Come on, Jimmy, get your stuff together.
I literally just said it. Same exact thing. It is the same thing unless you're Christian Alshon. Literally the same thing.
All right, I just thought those were funny. Sometimes
Wait, how is it not the same thing?
there's a year difference between the two.
I know, but either way, you're a minor, bro. Like you're not more of a superstar, more of an up and comer, or more of a
16 sounds better than 17 for sure.
not more of a like future because you're 16 and not 17. You didn't age out because you're 17. I mean, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. If you're 17 or you're 16, yeah, you're still really good at a young age. Also, look at this. If I click on his age, player age hidden by player. So he doesn't even want you to know how old he is. So put it on him.
All right. Yeah, I thought those were funny. Okay, moving on. So, like I said, this week or this episode, we have quite a bit to talk about. First, let's kind of do a recap of the contract negotiations. So the deadline supposedly did pass. It was on August 15th, which was a little bit interesting time to have them as those were during the MLP playoffs. And so a lot of the players that were in those talks, they were still playing. And I can promise you it was on the minds of a lot of the players.
Yeah, look, I mean, look at your own team. Let's talk about your own team.
Okay.
You guys are negotiating with Connor Pardo, and then you're trying to play a match, right? You're negotiating with him. Edda's negotiating with him. I think Elise and Connor Garnett had already signed. I'm not saying that those negotiations were bad, were good, or whatever, but you are negotiating with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course it's a little bit.
So let's talk about the implications of signing versus not signing.
Okay.
And then I think what everybody wants to hear about is who has not signed.
So if you have signed,
Real quick, spoiler alert. You guys are stuck with me for another 3 years, whether you like it or not.
Tyler has signed. We are making the announcement. If you don't follow me on X, Tyler.loong has signed for 3 more years.
I know you guys wanted me to phase out, but I got another 3 years, then I'll be done, okay?
Dude, they gave us a key to the PICKLR. How sick
let's
is that?
go.
Let's come here. Well, maybe
So I'm sorry to let you guys down. 3 more years of
I'll help
me.
you drill.
And then,
I'll help you get better in mixed.
I know, thank
You
you.
could cover me.
Thank
If you
you.
could cover me in pickleball, you cover anybody in mixed.
All right, that's good to hear.
Okay,
All
so
right, talk to us, Jimmy.
so here the deadline. It was August 15th at midnight.
What? UTC.
UTC.
Whatever time zone that is.
Yeah, whatever that is. That's like the like continental time zone. It's like the ultimate time. It was weird. I tried to. Connor Pardo said Google it, and I Googled it, and I was more confused after. So I thought it was like a UTI. Okay, so here's the thing: the 15th. If you sign by the 15th, and you were a player that was originally signed during Tour Wars, so PPA or MLP, you were eligible for a gold contract. The gold contract is essentially higher prize money.
It's full prize money.
Full prize money.
And then around, every contract's going to be different, but around 1/3 of whatever your annual salary was or has been.
Will be guaranteed. So that means that if your annual salary is $300,000 and you say you just have a really bad year and you don't have any results, you will still be guaranteed $100,000 for that next year. So that was what happened if you signed by the 15th. If you did not sign by the 15th,
There's a 30-day window.
there's a 30-day window that's going to open, and you will be able to sign what they call a standard contract. That's about 30 to 35% less prize money.
Yeah.
I would say.
Of the gold card.
Of the gold card. And yeah, that's all you're eligible for is the standard contract at that point. And then if you miss that window, you decide to play out the whole year, I believe then you can come back. You are allowed to come back.
Yeah.
But then you have to sign what they call a futures deal. And the futures deal is essentially, honestly, it's the exact same as the APP pay structure. A copycat of the APP pay structure, which is about 1.5 million total.
Yeah.
Compared to about 10 for the gold or whatever it was. Might have been higher for gold.
Yeah.
So we had a big list of names that signed. In fact, I'm going to go through here really quick. But there are a list of people that are unsigned. And a list of some big names that said they are not signing.
So I just go through the ones that have not signed. Assume everyone has signed unless we hear the ones that have not.
Yeah, so a couple people who said that they would not be signing new deals. Andre Deescu, Pablo Tejas, Leah Jansen. They all said that they're just going to play out their current deals. I believe Rafa Hewitt did not sign.
Okay.
I believe James Ignatowicz has said that he is not going to sign. And this doesn't mean, let me just be very clear, this doesn't mean these players' careers are over. It doesn't mean they're going to play next year and then their career is going to end. They could come back. They could renegotiate things. They could come back under a futures deal. Maybe they're getting $500,000 and for them, they're like, I would rather have the $500,000 now and play the next 3 years on a smaller prize money deal than defer my $500,000.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it's their choice. That is one thing that UPA, I mean, look, they set deadlines and all the things, but they did send out an email giving players, like I said, it's your choice. The Johnsons, though, did sign. J-Dub, Georgia, Dylan, Alshon, Kate Fahey, they all signed.
Did they have an agent involved?
They did, actually. Same agent that
No way.
cost them a little bit of money.
Really?
Yeah, No Way also signed, by the way. So those are the big names that did not sign are the ones I named above. Jay didn't sign. Now Jay DeVilliers, Deckel, Colin, Tina, anybody that's on that WPPA, they did not sign.
Wait, did Gabe sign?
Gabe has already signed because remember he signed that new deal in January.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So Gabe has already signed.
Yeah.
Jesse did not sign. So there's a big list. I also heard that the Walker sisters, Angie and Alex, one of them signed, and then the other one, I guess they both agreed. They sent the DocuSign over. I don't know exactly what happened, but Alex signed, and then Angie, I don't know if she asked for more, if she changed her mind, what happened, but she did not. And now PPA is essentially saying that I don't know how else to say it, but they don't want her. And so
they yanked the offer.
They yanked the offer. So basically, Angie Walker is going to play 2026 and be done with the PPA. Allegedly. Alex Walker now has 3-year deal left. So I think that's a little bit interesting. By the way, I'm trying to hold my breath between words.
We don't want you breathing.
Yeah, don't breathe. So yeah, the two big names that I've got asked about a lot, Ben and AL.
So they have not been
They
announced.
technically have not been announced. However, I don't think that they're two that anybody's worried about for a few reasons. One, their contracts are way more difficult. There's actually like ownership, there's options, there's all these things that they were given way back in the day that they have to work through and figure out. Number two, and I mean this like very sincerely, where the hell are they going to go? APP is not paying them even $1 million, let alone the 2.25 or whatever they got.
The only thing I would say in counter to that is everyone knew about this deadline.
Yeah.
Could they not have tried to figure that out before?
I mean, you would think that would be...
Especially with your star players, you would have thought that they would have wanted to lead with that, essentially.
I mean, yeah, I think so, but I also think that I agree. I mean, it feels like if you could have dropped those two a month and a half ago, it would have definitely
Once again,
helped.
I mean, everybody knows it. They already do receive special treatment, but it seems like if they're extended past the deadline of August 15th, it seems like they're even getting more special treatment.
Yeah. Yep. Jackie signed.
So both of them did?
Well, Jade is a mystery.
Gotcha.
Jade is, nobody's really sure.
Gotcha.
So, I don't know. Hunter and Yates signed.
Okay, I know Hunter did, but Yates was the latter one.
Yeah. But wouldn't it be funny if Jackie signed and Jade didn't?
Would have been funny if Hunter did and Yates didn't.
Yeah, but like Jackie and Jade at least are similar levels.
Yeah.
Hunter makes sense to sign because he's going to make a ton just playing singles.
Yeah.
Yates, I don't know if it makes sense because he's been hurt, so like his results aren't great.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyways, I don't know. The whole thing is very interesting. We'll see. I do think we'll see some more like trickle in because there were players that I talked to over the weekend that like had not even really talked to PPA.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of players are trying to sign. It's 180 players, and you got 3 guys trying to do it. And it's not an easy conversation or an easy negotiation.
Tour Wars round 2.
Hayden, AB, Tyra, they all signed.
Yeah.
So all the big names are essentially, are.
I was really surprised on Pablo and Paris.
Yeah, so I was told that Paris essentially had agreed. And then
I imagine she's going to play next year and then try to renegotiate. She's a top 5, top 10 singles player. She's top 10 in doubles.
Her team is in the
There's no way that she can't get something.
Yeah, I agree. But remember, this Paris is also the same one who held out last time during Tour Wars. Like Paris is very confident in who she is and her abilities. So good. I mean, good for her.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and she doesn't have to split it with Hunter this time. Who pays for their dates? Like, if Paris makes more than Hunter, who was paying for the dates? Or was Jaume?
Sneaking a little credit card under the table.
I'm just curious. Like, they're like playing credit card roulette at dinner, and all of a sudden Paris they pull one out and they're like, Jaume Martinez Vic, and she's like, oh crap, I didn't know I still had that.
Okay, anything else with contract negotiations?
No, Lane Sleeth, by the way, signed. Michael Lloyd. So yeah, there's a lot of big names, a lot of good names, a lot of good players. And then there's a lot of players that just chose to just kind of play out their contracts and then take it from there. So look, there's no harm, no foul either way. I do think it'll be interesting because you do have I know PPA had to have calculated.
Yes, that's what I was going to ask you is if for some reason these calculations, these numbers that went into it, if they do not add up to them saving more money, for example, if you have a mixed pot, you have certain players that signed and certain that did not, wouldn't that end up costing them more money?
Well, I think that as an organization, you've got to look at it from a long-term play as opposed to a 1 year.
But in that situation, why wouldn't you just wait until next year?
And then you can sign everybody.
Do that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. It would not shock me if they went to these players that did not sign, especially the ones with larger deals, Riley, Deckel, and offered some sort of buyouts.
Yeah, but those players aren't going to buy them out unless it's like 90% of the value.
That's the thing. But if it's 90%, if it's 80%, maybe it's worth it for the league because now you're saving 20% on $5 million.
Yeah. Saving
$1 million, right? Maybe for the league that's worth it because, and then the players don't have to play 25 events next year and they don't have to play MLP and they don't have to do all those things. So maybe for them it's worth it, right? I don't know. I honestly don't know, but you're right. There's a chance that, they knew that there's going to be an attrition rate of 15 to 20%. I think that was calculated and expected. But there is a chance that, like you have to pay $5 million to those players, whatever that number is, Julian, Lauren, those guys. And now you have Hayden, Fed, all these players who were on lower contracts, but now they're actually be able to make more money.
Yep.
So now if you're paying those guys more money and you're still paying these guys, what's the balance there? Like, do you end up paying more money in player salaries in 2026? And maybe in their head, they're like, we might pay a little more in 2026, but 2027, 2028
would be significantly lower.
Also, the other reason it'll be significantly lower is because we won't have to pay Riley on a gold contract. We won't have to pay Deckel on a gold contract. We don't have to pay any of these players on a gold contract. Instead, we'll be most likely paying players on like a futures deal.
Yeah.
Right? And that will save them more money.
If that's the case, though, I can't imagine Riley playing.
No, but then if he doesn't, then you have a John Lucian Goins, who maybe he's 16, maybe he's 17, I don't know, stepping in. And if he wins, just for example, John Lucian Goins winning the last event, if it's 2026, for example, right? If he wins that event compared to Hunter Johnson or compared to Ben Johns, it saves the league like $30,000, right? Yeah. It sounds crazy, but as a league, you don't want to root, you don't have a rooting interest, but these young kids, you want them to do well. Yeah. One, it helps grow the league, right? Exciting, young. I mean, look at Zane Ford. He's had 0 results, literally no results ever. Yeah. But people do tune in to watch him because he's a little bit of a spectacle.
Yeah. And that's where I was going with my argument is people still want to see those players play.
Yeah.
But if Zane isn't winning anything,
he's
not going to be able to be at a lot of these tournaments. That's the thing.
How long can they continue?
Exactly.
Yes.
And if the turnover rate is 6 months, call it 6 months, then a lot of these guys, they're not going to be able to get any quality play, any repetition, anything like that.
I mean, I think that we're going to see listen, if you've ever wanted a lesson from a pro player, 2026 might be that year.
Yeah.
Because they're all going to be grinding. They're all going to be grinding at the PICKLR. Trying to teach lessons.
All right, real quick, we got to give a big shout out to our next sponsor, which is C&D Pickleball Nets. Jimmy, do you want to hear a funny story?
Yes.
So you know how C&D, they make the best pickleball nets available?
Yes.
So I was at San Diego at the Barnes Tennis Center. We were walking around to our courts, and they had a bunch of these C&D Pickleball Nets, the rollable ones, and they were off the courts because they were resurfacing the courts for the tournament going on.
Yeah.
Guess what they say on the bottom of the nets?
C&D?
No, that's on the side.
APP?
They say APP Tour, and what I'm getting at is these nets are so durable. Yeah. They last so long that they go through so many tournaments, and all that people are doing is changing the names, the logos on the front of it, and there's the same nets for all these tournaments.
Yeah, they're just
the best nets.
They're just sliding a new name on front.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they're incredible nets. There's nothing better. There's not a better net out there. We are actually at a PICKLR, and all of these nets are C&D nets.
Yep.
C&D is the official net provider.
I was talking with Pardo there, and I wanted to snap a picture with him right there. Yeah. He said he was going to leave the APP name on it during the tournament, which would have been so funny.
He should have.
Yeah.
That would have been actually kind of funny.
Anyways, thank you, C&D, for the sponsorship of this podcast. We love your nets. They are the best premium quality nets out there.
I heard a rumor that they actually warranted a net.
A color of a net?
Color.
I heard that as well. If you complain a lot, you get what you want.
But it's pretty incredible that they're willing to do that.
Yeah.
Because me personally, I was like, screw that guy.
Yeah.
So, pretty cool. Yes. I mean, just good dudes.
Yeah. Go check them out, bestpickleballnets.com. I also really like their Challenger net. It's much more economical. I believe it retails at $15.99.
Yeah.
If you use our code, you can save $100 to $200. Yeah. And it's still that high premium quality product that everybody knows and loves.
Why does this paddle say pickleball.com on it? Can you buy this at pickleball.com?
Yeah, that was who bought it. That's who makes it. Pickleball.com. I
know. They just make a random wood paddle.
Yeah. They're gearing up for the Sacramento tournament.
Yeah. I just thought that.
All right. MLP Playoffs.
Yeah.
My team was there. Not for long. Your team was there.
Not for long.
A little bit longer.
Little longer. Not for long.
So they had the top 10 teams for Premier, and then the 6 teams for Challenger.
Yeah.
Real quick question for you. So they're doing this playoff format for the playoffs.
Yeah.
They do it's kind of like a play-in for the Premier, 9 and 10, or no. There's a play-in for the Premier.
Yeah.
Essentially, and they move to the quarterfinals. The winners move to the quarterfinals. However, that match is just first game to 3. What are your thoughts on having that game go to 15 rather than 11?
Yeah, I would like that, or just go 2 out of 3.
Or 2 out of 3.
It's tough. Look, we played Florida. Similar situation. Mm-hmm. Florida's entire team is from Florida, right? So it was played in San Diego. Mm-hmm. That means that they took a 5-hour flight through 3 time zones.
Was UTC one of those time zones?
It could have been. You crossed the Mason-Dixon line, is that what it's called? The equator? I don't know. Where someone's going to be like, oh, you idiot, don't know geography. There's no hurricanes in Missouri. Anyways, they got all the way to San Diego, and our match with them lasted 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. 45 minutes of court time that they had because it was one match. So, yeah, I think that playoffs need to be a little bit different, or you got to play the play-in game somewhere else, or you got to do something because
I think games of 15
or extend it somehow. It just feels very fast for it to be an actual playoff, right? Now, if there was a tie or something, then that's different, right? But these teams made the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Give them some credit for making the playoffs. Speaking of, I have a little bone to pick before we move on. MLP Twitter. MLP Twitter. You know, before I made a comment and they're like, oh, Pablo Tellez, what a shot. Do you know the last MLP Twitter? So MLP Twitter posts multiple times a day, 6, 7, 8 times a day. Mm-hmm. The last mention of anything to do with Challenger was MLP Salt Lake.
Okay.
August 3rd. Okay?
Wasn't that the last MLP event?
Yes, but they were still making posts throughout every day.
Okay.
Even when there weren't events.
Okay.
Everything's about Premier. We were 3 days into MLP playoffs. Sorry, 2 days. It was Friday, Saturday. So we're 2.5 days in, and they have yet to mention a single thing about Challenger.
Okay.
Not even like posting a score of someone winning. Not even on this posting the Challenger schedule. Nothing. Like, I'm sorry, but these are pro players too, and look, and maybe I'm a little bit biased because I am a Challenger GM and I'm obviously connected to a Challenger team, but it's embarrassing, right? It's embarrassing for the league. It's embarrassing for whoever's running it. Like at the end of the day, like, do I expect it to be equal? No. Do people want to see Annalie Waters over, Lane Sleeth? Well, it depends on who you ask, but what you're looking for. But at the end of the day, I do think that like you got to give these players their flowers, give them their due.
Yeah.
They're freaking good.
I agree with you. I think most people do. The only counter argument I would have to that is I saw somebody say when I'm watching baseball, I don't ever hear them talk about minor leagues.
That's true, but technically it's not the minor leagues. Are you calling up players from Challenger? Are they connected to other teams?
Yeah.
Right. Here's the other thing, just to be very clear. The people that are watching.
You were going for blood. You wanted the name of the person running it.
I found out. I found out who. He's lucky I don't call him out. But let me just say one thing. The people that are watching, okay, there's two types of people that are watching pickleball right now. That's just what it is. It's a demographic. There are the hardcore, nutty, diehard fans, okay? Those people, they 100% want to know what's going on with Challenger and Premier. They're locked into both.
But wouldn't you say those nutty people want to know what's going on, wouldn't they already know what's going on?
Sure, but you still want to see highlights on Twitter and things like that. There's multiple matches going on at once. You can't watch them all. And then you have to wait for the end of the day for them to upload them, etc.
Are these shoes cool?
Yeah, those are cool.
I got them.
They look like your style. So that's number one. Number two is the casual fan, right? Well, guess what? The casual fan who's flipping channels and sees pickleball and stops, they have no idea. Right? Or they're following Twitter and they don't know. They just see a highlight posted. They don't know if it's Premier or Challenger. So why not post both?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, again, anyways, it just was a little bit annoying that they didn't give him any love. So before we get too far into San Diego, there was an awards. I want to talk about them for a second.
Was it for Premier also or just Challenger? Okay. I only saw the Challenger one.
So the Premier MVP was named.
Who was it?
Georgia Johnson.
Okay.
I believe Georgia went 52-7 before they made.
Who voted on this?
The fans. So the media nominated.
Okay.
And then they did a poll and the fans were able to vote.
How are they able on the website or on Instagram?
There was a website. Yep. Gotcha. Instagram. There was a website. Now, I was actually able to nominate. Georgia was on my list of people that I was able to nominate. Here's something that I thought was kind of interesting though. Georgia was 52-7, but I would guess if you look at her record, the last 2.5 events, including this recent one, I bet she's 500 or less.
Yeah.
She kind of faded at the end of the year. I mean, at one point they were like, was she like 46-1 or something crazy?
She got off to a hot start.
Yeah. So anyways, she wins the MVP. I still think she was pretty deserving. I think that for me, I always want to give the MVP to the number one player on the number one team.
Well, you think they would have waited until everything was done.
Well, that's the other thing that's weird about it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that the number one player on the number one team should
and also not release them during the matches.
Dude, they literally did a freaking like award show before the match, and then she lost.
Yeah.
So I would probably have leaned Hayden or Gabe, but
why not Ben?
I'm not going to argue with Georgia. Just Ben hasn't had the success. I mean, look, if it's Ben that's on LA all year.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, he's playing phenomenal right now. He's playing like Sunday Ben. He's Sunday Tiger.
Yeah.
He should wear red every Sunday. Most improved player.
Okay.
So this is a little bit, it's objective because everybody views this differently on what's considered most improved. Some people said, I voted based on most improved from last season to this season. Other people said, I didn't even know who this guy was. He couldn't even beat me before. And I'm 92 years old and I have false teeth. But now he can. So that means he must be most improved. And then, other people just pick their favorite player.
Who was it?
Kate Fahey.
Okay.
I don't think anyone's going to argue with that.
Yeah. The thing is, this is Premier. And so all these players, they're pretty decent to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good to begin with. So you're splitting hairs on who's most improved. I personally think I thought Kate is a great choice. The other choice for me, I wish they would have done a guy and a girl, to be honest.
Oh, they only did one?
Only did one.
Gotcha.
I think I would have gone Blaine Hovenier.
Okay.
I don't think that's that crazy.
You could have done Hunter, too.
Hunter, yeah. Hunter.
His doubles has elevated. He's always been good in singles, but his doubles has elevated.
Challenger MVP. I actually thought the Challenger MVP earlier in the year was going to be an absolute runaway for Zoe.
Okay.
Zoe was crushing it. She was killing everybody. She was dominating. As the year went on, teams started to figure her out. Right? They
learned Chinese?
Well, is it Mandarin or what's the other one?
Cantonese.
Cantonese?
Yeah.
Which one do you speak?
Everything.
No, doesn't your...
My dad?
Yeah.
He speaks both.
Both? Okay. Yeah. So I thought that she would run away with it, but again, just similar to Georgia, she started to get figured out, started to get beat, started to lose. She actually had to move to the right because her backhand dink was broken for a while. So Brooke Buckner, her teammate, sneaks in and steals Challenger MVP. I actually voted for Brooke.
Look at you.
I think Brooke deserves it. Brooke played very well.
You were the deciding vote.
I was. Brooke played incredible. Challenger most improved. This is where I have a little bit of an issue. Okay. Because, and I think that the Bears hurt each other. So Lane and Linner were both nominated, along with James Delgado. I think Lane and Linner probably split votes, which hurt them. But this is where I have an issue. James Delgado is most improved. He didn't even play last year. So it's hard. What's he improved from?
Not making a team.
No, but he was 21. He wasn't even a pro.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, he was playing, but like, yeah, it's completely different. So, I mean, for me, I look at Lane Sleeth and I look at how far she came from last year when her team literally told her, don't speed up a ball, don't drive anything, just literally get the ball over the net. That's your only job.
Yeah.
To where this year she was dominant. I would have voted for Lane. I think James Delgado was very good. I think he was a massive find that somehow Vegas signed 6 hours before the draft and slid him into the list without anybody knowing. I don't know how they did that. I don't know what happened there. I have no idea why Chris Patrick was able to do that, but just kidding. Chris is going to watch this and call me. But he did very good. So anyways.
I have something funny to tell you about my contract that I signed.
Oh, okay.
Had to put some.
Good. So yeah, anyways, that one I thought was interesting. So let's get back to San Diego. There was some drama heading into San Diego, Tyler.
Okay.
Massive drama. Before we start, the official ball of MLP San Diego was
and
will be the Vulcan V Pro Flight.
The Vulcan V Pro Flight.
The Vulcan V Pro Flight. It performed phenomenal in that 75-degree weather.
Yep. They're also a sponsor of this show.
They are a sponsor of this show. They also employ me. So I am 100% biased. So I'm just telling you guys that right now. And I don't really care, to be honest with you. But because it is the official ball of pickleball. And that is actually, trademark has been filed.
And Duper.
And the official ball of Duper. And the official ball of minor league pickleball. And the official ball of collegiate pickleball. And the official ball of high school pickleball.
And the official ball of pickleball.
So look, if you want to play with the ball that everybody else is playing with, it's the Vulcan V Pro Flight. And honestly, if you thought those matches were exciting in San Diego, maybe it's because we are using the Vulcan as opposed to the rocket ship. So check them out, vulcansportinggoods.com. You could also message me. You could also buy them where all balls are sold. I don't even know. Is there a ball store? Wouldn't it be cool if you opened a store that was just all... So you know there's stores that are like all socks?
Yeah. Stance.
Yeah, but there's like, but like all balls.
Yeah.
And it's like golf balls, baseballs, basketballs.
I'm sure that would stay in business for quite a while.
I think it'd do well. That would be like one of the ones that like you put on like a boardwalk somewhere. Right? Some random ball store. Okay, anyways, MLP San Diego. Heading into San Diego, we talked about this. So it was, the Ranchers were the 7.
Yep.
The Squeeze were the 8. You were the 9.
Miami was 10.
Miami was 10. Ranchers got to choose their opponent. They chose Miami.
Yep.
Orlando and you guys ended up getting matched up together. You guys had just played in MLP Salt Lake. You beat them 4-0.
We did.
You did. Now, you end up playing them. Dylan Frazier has a pulled hamstring. So they play Grayson Golden. And it didn't go your way.
Did not.
Grayson, look, you said this on the pod before. You mentioned it. 1 game to 11, Grayson can be very, very dangerous. He hits nukes. He can get hot, right? It's 1 game to 11. It takes a little bit of a time to adjust to a guy like Grayson. And he can also go cold, right? I mean, look, it's not like he has massive results throughout his career playing doubles. So he got hot, hit some big drives, started to chirp a little bit. Started to kind of maybe say some things, started fist pumping. It didn't seem that like the Utah Black Diamonds took too kindly to that, Tyler.
Yeah. I mean, everybody knows how I feel about this. And I'm going to read Instagram post that I saw.
Okay.
All right. And this is my feelings on why I don't like all the extra theatrics. All right. So it's Michael Porter Jr. and this is on sports betting.
Okay,
so it's a little bit different.
Michael Porter Jr. is absolutely losing his mind on all these interviews. And he is completely unhinged right now. But let's hear what he has to say.
Okay. So he says, Michael Porter Jr., whose brother, Jonte, was banned from the NBA in 2024 for his role in a gambling scheme.
Yeah. You know what he did, right?
I don't.
So his friends, they bet the under on his points and his rebounds.
Gotcha.
And then he literally checked in, played like 2 minutes, and then checked himself out with an injury.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
All right. So he says, whose brother, Jonte, was banned from the NBA in 2024 for his role in a gambling scheme, says the expansion of sports betting has detracted from the integrity and enjoyment of the game and is only going to get worse. And while he's talking about sports betting, those are my exact thoughts on the chirping, on the theatrics, on the screaming and everything like that. All of that stuff, I don't mind high energy. I've said this thousands of times. I don't mind it myself. I get very pumped up on good shots and everything like that for my teammates, everything like that. But when you start taunting, when you start screaming, when you start doing all these crazy things, in my opinion, it detracts from the integrity of the game, what the game is about and what it was built on, and you're going to detract and lose a lot of fans with doing that.
Well, here's the thing. One thing that Michael Porter Jr., just because I've watched all of his crazy interviews, obviously he's biased. His brother literally got banned for life. And so he obviously does not.
How much money did he make?
He's not a big fan. They bet like $30,000. That was it.
That's stupid.
But what's crazy, yeah, exactly. But what's crazy about it is people don't realize this, but this stuff gets flagged. If there is a $30,000 bet placed on Jonte Porter's unders, literally it's going to get flagged. And they're going to look into that, right? Because nobody in their right mind is like, I'm going to put $30,000 on Jonte Porter scoring under 6 points in this game.
Yeah.
Like, it's the weirdest thing in the world. Like, people don't understand that at all. Like, it's going to get flagged. So I get that. But one thing that Michael Porter Jr. has said and what he struggles with this, and I don't know if this coincides with chirping, but he said that the fans start to get unruly because now they're losing money on these players.
You see it happen in tennis a lot.
Yeah, and same with fantasy sports.
Yep.
Literally, they're sliding into players' DMs and telling them to kill themselves because they lost the fantasy football game because player X, I remember, I think it was Russell Wilson or someone took a knee at like the 3-yard line, right? And everybody was like, people lost it, and they were like literally going to his house and losing their mind. So, but on the flip side, the chirping part of it is interesting because there's a very large block of fans who hate it. Yeah. We actually have some fans in our Discord. One, Becky. Becky is every time she's like, Tyler is 100% right. Now I'm going to guess that Becky's 60 years old. I think she's a different demographic. I could be wrong because she is on Discord. But there is a block of fans that hate it. And they don't like it. They think it's rude. They don't love it. And then there's a block of fans that love it and they want it.
You've seen me play. You've seen me play a lot. I've played with you. I don't shut up. I don't stop talking.
Yeah,
I talk so much stuff.
I do too.
And so for people that think I'm soft or whatever, no, I can handle it. I'm fine with it. I just don't think it's good for the sport.
I've had plenty of people try to fight me after playing me.
Yeah.
Plenty.
Yeah.
And it's like, guys, I'm just trying to have fun.
Yeah. Anyways, Grayson was chirping a lot, and it's just, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but he was saying a lot of stuff that for somebody that hasn't had any results in doubles, not really in singles, on the PPA side.
Yeah.
For him to say those types of things, it's just like, what is going on? Like, what is going on? And then after the end of the match, he was getting into it with Connor Garnett quite a bit, which says a lot because Connor doesn't get into it with anybody.
Yeah.
He said, nothing I said was personal. Like, don't take it personally. It's like, then why are you saying it?
Yeah.
Why
look,
are you saying it?
You can't. Here's the situation. Okay. Here's one thing I will say.
Yeah. He looked like he was.
You can't tell somebody. You can't make a comment and then tell somebody how to feel about it, right? Like you made the comment, it is what it is, and if somebody takes offense to it.
And to be honest, I actually thought that chirping was pretty mild. I didn't think that one was that bad, to be honest.
But what I'm saying is you can't tell someone how to feel. Like if they make a comment and someone takes offense to it, it's okay for them to take offense to that comment, right? Now look, you can call them soft, you can say all the things, right? But it's okay for someone to take offense. You can't go to that person and be like, I can't believe you're taking offense to me calling you a dick.
Yeah.
Or I can't believe you're taking offense to me chirping the whole, like, no, dude, you did say it. Like, just own it. It is what it is. And if they choose to take offense, then they choose to take offense.
I'm old school.
Validate their feelings.
I just don't think this is a good path that if it continues on this path, it's going to be good. I just don't.
Yeah. Did you know Grayson lives in the same room that Hannah Blatt's ex-boyfriend lived in? Is that weird?
I'm sure it happens a lot.
Like he moved out and
but also,
Grayson moved in.
I am going to take credit for this because he told me this also, but I pretty much got Grayson signed with PPA.
Yeah. So he owes you.
Yeah.
And then he's talked shit to you.
A little bit. I like Grayson.
Just because he's a crypto bro. You love that stuff. So, anyways, you guys end up losing.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Ranchers end up beating Miami. But someone was noticeably absent from the Ranchers bench.
Okay, who was it?
Ryan, is it Dawidgen? Dawidgen.
I thought it was Dawidgen, but
Dawidgen. I don't know. Ryan, pickleballed, friend of the show, friend of the program.
So real quick.
No friend of yours.
We have to clarify, is he the GM or is he a coach?
He is the GM. His official title is GM.
Okay.
I don't know if it's GM/coach or if it's GM. Okay. So,
because that makes a difference in the story.
It does. So rewind. MLP Salt Lake, Ranchers. Actually, let's rewind further.
Even further, yeah.
MLP Dallas.
Yep.
Christian Alshon does not play well. He struggles. He started speeding up balls into Will Howe's chest. Ryan turned to him and basically said, your effing ego is going to lose us this match. They got into it.
Yep.
Right? There was some drama. Ryan said, I'm benching you for Salt Lake. I have been told that Ryan went a little bit rogue on that. Now he is the GM, the coach, whatever he is. I don't know if you need ownership approval for that, but Wyatt ends up coming to Salt Lake. Wyatt plays extremely well.
Yeah.
They go 4-1. They do well. We fast forward now, and there was some, there was all this talk back and forth leading up to the week. Allegedly, Christian basically said, I will not play for Ryan.
I will not play if Ryan is on the bench.
If Ryan is on the bench. Yeah. I'm done with Ryan. I won't play with Ryan. I'm not for Ryan. I'm not going to do it. So the Ranchers say, okay.
And Alshon is a top 5, top 10 player.
Yeah.
He's a top player.
This is okay. I'm going to back up here because I actually have a couple takes on this. The Ranchers are in a tough spot because Christian is a top 5 player. He's the best player on their team, right? It's the playoffs.
They were planning on building around him.
They're planning on building around. It's the playoffs. You don't really have a choice in this matter to continue to make a example out of Christian, right? It's the playoffs. So Christian essentially says, if Ryan plays, I'm out.
If he's there on the bench.
If he's there on the bench, I'm out. But like I said, the Ranchers are in a tough spot. You can choose Ryan or you can choose Christian. One of them, unfortunately, actually plays and can impact the outcome of the game. The other one is the GM and the coach. Can he impact it? Sure. Not as much as Christian. So I think that put the Ranchers in a very, very tough spot, especially considering it's the playoffs. This isn't week 2, week 3, right? So they essentially say, okay, Christian it is. Ryan, you can come, but you need to sit in the stand. And they, promote Caleb Gerard as their coach.
Do they officially do that, or is he just there on the bench?
Well, he's the assistant coach, so I think he just is.
Assistant to the assistant?
He's the assistant to the assistant, the assistant to the general manager. So basically they say, Caleb, you take over. Now, let me back up. Caleb and Christian have a good relationship. It seems like Caleb has been, just from the outside looking in, maybe the buffer between Ryan and Christian.
Yeah.
Ryan and Christian have very different personalities. One thing that I do respect about Ryan is he's a no-nonsense guy, right? He's going to tell you how it is. It is what it is, like it or leave it. Ryan is the coach. He is the GM, whatever his actual title is. And he runs that team like a well-oiled machine. I mean, they have we mentioned this in Austin, they have an absolute squad of people. I mean, they have a COO, they have a chief fun officer, they have a whatever. I mean, they have a whole squad of people.
Chief fun officer?
Yeah, I don't know what they really have, but I mean, they all match. They all wear the gear, right? They look like it's a legit organization compared to some of these other teams who don't even send someone to the matches. And Ryan runs that whole thing, right? So they basically said, look, we got to get something out of Christian. It's our only chance. We're in the playoffs, and let's address it in the offseason. So Ryan was in the stands. I got to be honest, dude. I do feel for Ryan. I think if I was in that same situation.
Would you have even gone if you were in that situation?
Probably not, no. I think my feelings would have been hurt. Okay. I really do. I think that
By the team or by the ownership?
Both. I mean, I think so. If this were to happen on our team, say Michael Lloyd was like, "Hey, I can't play for Jimmy. We just butt heads."
It's got to be Lena. She couldn't play for you. She can't play
Lena
for you.
Loves me. Lena and I are freaking besties. But if he would have said that, and Richie said, "Hey, dude, look, we can't do it. Like we're in the playoffs. We got a legit chance." Then yeah, I wouldn't have gone. But my feelings would have been hurt for sure. And I think Ryan's feelings are hurt, and I think that's okay. Now, if that would have happened, and then they were like, "Hey, Whaley, who's our coach, the team likes you a lot."
Also a doctor,
pediatrician. I actually asked him, I shouldn't say this, but I said, "What's the worst part of the job? Is it giving physicals?" And he said, "I don't love them, but it's part of the job." By the way, just a fun fact. Anyways, so I think his feelings were hurt. And then they went to Caleb and they just said, "Hey, dude, look, Christian doesn't want Ryan on the bench. You and Christian have a pretty good relationship. And by the way, there could be way more behind the scenes that we don't know. But this is just on the surface, okay?"
Yeah.
And so now Caleb's on the bench. Now Caleb becomes the face of the franchise. He's
hard
the coach.
not to when you're 7 feet tall.
Well, yes, that too. But he's the coach. He obviously has a good relationship with Christian. Christian played 10 times better in San Diego than he played in Dallas.
Yeah.
He clearly was having more fun. He was smiling. He played well. So obviously his relationship with Caleb is good. And he played hard for Caleb.
Yeah.
And so now we go into the offseason. They ended up losing to the Fives.
Okay.
We go into the offseason. They actually lost the second game in a Dream Breaker, by the way. And now what do you do if you're Texas? Because now it's like, okay, do we ride with Christian, ride tall with Christian and Caleb, who's 7 feet tall, or we stick with Ryan, who is essentially built. He's the reason he's built this team.
Yeah.
You can't have both.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can make amends at this point. I don't know if I don't know how far gone it is. I mean, look, the fact that Christian refused to play with Ryan on the bench tells me that it's too far gone to fix.
Yeah.
So what do you do if you're the Ranchers?
Yeah.
Or do you move Ryan to a separate position that's outside of maybe the day-to-day of the team?
Yeah, this goes back to one of my core questions is, what is MLP? Me and Ryan, we've had our differences.
Yeah.
I do see where Christian is coming from, but I also don't know if it's right for a player to say, "Hey, I don't want the coach on the bench." I don't know if they should be allowed to do that. You're seeing it more and more in sports today, which you rewind, 10, 15, 20 years ago, and this stuff would never happen, where a coach is catering to the player.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That's what's weird about it is like,
but
I mean, there's best players in the world have been freaking benched, in certain situations.
I like Alshon. I like him a lot. I think he's a good player. And so I think I understand where he's coming from. The coaching style probably wasn't conducive to his growth. And so you also have to take a step back. And if you're a coach, say, is what I'm doing, is it benefiting the player? And if he can't see that it's not benefiting the player and he's still doing that, that's something that you would look at as well, I think.
Yeah, I mean, but look, you think about Kevin McHale was one of the best basketball players of all time.
Who?
Exactly.
No, who was it?
Kevin McHale for the Celtics, won multiple championships.
How long ago was this?
80s.
Okay.
He got benched.
Okay.
for insubordination, ended up being 6 man, right?
Yep.
Like things like this happen in sports, and you have to be willing to make hard decisions. It looks like Ryan was willing to make the hard decision, but ownership was not.
Yep.
Right? Look at the Dallas Cowboys. Micah Parsons, Jerry Jones is like, F you. You're under contract. Come play.
Yep.
He's like, back in my day, I bought the Cowboys with a handshake agreement. I don't need this big, long contract. But you are actually under contract, and you're refusing to play.
And that's the issue is in this MLP format, players don't really have a say where they're going unless you're Tyson McGuffin. They don't really have a say in where they're going. And so what happens if you're coaching or if the coach where you're going, their style isn't conducive? That's what happened to me in my tennis career.
It's true, but that's sports, right?
It is, but the way it's set up right now for MLP, I mean, there's not really a bench. So in basketball, they have 5 to 10 people wanting to play. In pickleball, you have kind of one in the...
Yeah, but like in every sport, you could get drafted by a team where you don't get along with the coach.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you played sports growing up, right? Growing up, you always have coaches that you don't get along with that are assholes. Christian went to UVA and then pieced out, went to a different school.
Yeah.
So clear, and allegedly there was a coaching issue, and maybe a coach's wife's issue, who knows? But whatever it was, like he obviously didn't get along with the coach there.
Yeah.
Right? Like playing sports. Ryan, I think, played D1 lacrosse. I guarantee you that Ryan didn't love every coach he played for.
Yeah.
Dude, I played for this coach when I was in high school. We called him the Lobinator. He had 2 earlobes, extra earlobe. Not joking. I always asked him if he was going to get it pierced. Right? Literally called him a Lobinator. He was the biggest douchebag on the planet.
Yeah.
Like absolute dickhead. Horrible coach, horrible person. I hated it. But I had to go to practice and show up every day because at the end of the day, like that's just life.
Yeah.
You have bosses that you don't like. You have coworkers that you don't like. You have podcast hosts that you don't like.
But
co-hosts.
But if you're the Ranchers and you want to have that talent that is within Christian,
that's a tough decision. The Ranchers have to decide what they're going to do.
What happens?
I think that, my personal opinion, I think they move Alshon.
Okay.
I think, look, that team's not. Is that team going?
The only
Alshon, Tina, look at the team.
The only defense I would give for the players is more players are similar to Alshon in their coaching.
I agree, but I want you to think about this just for a second, okay? Tina didn't sign in.
This is not basketball.
No.
This is not football. This is not wrestling. It's pickleball.
Yeah,
and so I think coaches need to realize that, to remember that it's not brute force every single time. It takes
dude. Everybody takes a different type of coaching. That's why, like, a great coach knows how to adjust to their players and what type of coaching they take. Right?
Okay.
Like, dude, I mean, I freaking coach 6th graders, and I promise you that, like, some of those kids I can absolutely light up.
Yeah.
And they will take it. And they'll say, "Yes, coach," and they'll play better. Other ones, I look at them.
You're getting a lawsuit.
No, I mean, there's some that I'll look at them, I like literally be like, "Bro," and they will bawl.
Yeah.
I mean, tears, like I just killed their cat right in front of them. So yeah, it's just different types. But let me ask you a question, okay? Tina, she didn't sign an extension, right? She's 43, 40, whatever years old.
I thought 44.
44 years old, okay? Caitlin Christian, she did okay. It wasn't great, but she did okay. They spent a lot of money on nonsense. And then you have Christian, who is, I believe it's $305,000 or whatever it is to keep him. He was the 7th overall pick, right? Can that team? So you lose one of them. Assume it's Tina, just because she didn't sign an extension. Okay. Can they win with Christian, Onsens, and Caitlin, and then adding another girl?
If you're talking about winning by winning, being the first place, I think that's extremely difficult.
Exactly. Yeah. So do you?
But I think almost any team is in that situation.
I agree.
There's maybe 3 teams that.
So
can
do
win
you
it.
trade Christian? You blow it up and you start fresh. Save yourself $300,000. Or do you pay the keeper fee for Christian again?
I think Christian's going to be your best bet.
And try
if
and
you're
add
wanting to
another girl.
win a championship, I think he's your best bet.
Yeah, I mean it's an interesting situation. I agree. It's kind of like the Bucks, right? They kept Giannis, but and then they ended up getting rid of Dame Lillard and bringing in Miles Turner. But it's like Giannis doesn't even really want to be there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you do. I think it'll be really interesting, but this is what makes sports exciting, right?
Exactly.
I mean, the off-season moves, that's the most fun part. Dude, like I'm a guy that, like, when I play Madden, on the Xbox, like the off-season stuff was my favorite. The draft,
Yeah.
the scouting, or even doing like fantasy draft stuff. Like all that stuff is more fun to me than the actual, like the game is just whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why I'm a GM and not a coach or a player. Well, I'm not a player because I suck. But anyways,
that has a lot of people talking. So it'll be interesting the next 1 to 2 weeks to see if anything happens there. But yeah.
Do you think that Ryan has animosity towards Caleb? Would you be hurt? What I mean by that is I don't know what Caleb could have done.
Exactly.
I don't know the situation, but
Yes.
I don't. Yeah.
We don't know what's gone on behind the scenes. From our understanding, Caleb, the person they put in as the coach, he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Anything wrong.
Yeah. And obviously we don't know what conversations he's had with ownership, whatever, but it seems to me that Caleb is stuck between
A rock and a hard place.
a rock and a hard place. And yeah. But I also, like I said, like if Ryan is upset, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I would be too. Like I legit, if Richie did that to me, my feelings would be hurt. Like I'm telling you.
But a question for you.
And then after the season, if we lost, I would be like, hey, Michael, F you. Like, see? No, I wouldn't. But Christian double-fingered.
Yeah, let's get into that in a second. But if you had multiple players that weren't a fan of your coaching or your style or how you handled yourself, would you continue doing that and just say, oh, you got to grow up? Or would you try to change?
No, I think you would have to change. But I mean, do we know there's multiple players? Do we know? I mean, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But also, if he's just coaching to, like, if he's just, the question is, are the players being too sensitive?
If it's every player or the majority of players that are saying it, I would say no. If it's only a couple, then I would say yes.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've talked about this before a million times, but these players have not played team sports. Yeah. Most of them have never played team sports.
The only defense I would say in all this, and we're taking 2 years back with this, but these PPA players, they didn't sign up to play MLP in the beginning. We're here now. They have to deal with it, but they shouldn't just be, let me just be clear though. They shouldn't just be dealing with it. They shouldn't just be like, oh, I have to do it. They should be freaking playing hard because that's what they're getting paid for. Exactly.
And so any player that's going into it.
But when they signed with PPA, they signed for 5 or 6 team events, and they weren't specified as MLP.
Yeah, but they were Vibe events, and we knew that Vibe was going to copy MLP to a T.
Yeah.
So they did agree to team events. If they didn't want to, they should have pulled a Lucy, a Matt, whatever. Yeah. But my other issue with it is, again, if I get hired for a job, and this is the other problem, is how many of these players have actually had real jobs?
Yeah, very few.
If I get hired for a job and my boss says, this is your job description, and 6 months into it, they say, hey, we actually need to add this to the job description now, I can't cry and whine and then do a half-assed job on it and get pissed off. I can.
You can leave.
But then I can leave.
Yep.
Exactly. And that's just real life. That's just how it works. That's real life. And you may not want to play. You know, I mean, look, Colin's rant was the most stupidest thing ever, the email. And one of the things in that email, he said that Ben has to play with crappy players all the time. And Ben gets to play on bad teams and blah, blah, blah. Guess what? The best player, that's called parity. That's how it works. The top players in the world, when there's a draft, the number one player goes to the worst team.
Yeah.
So if you're the number one quarterback in the NFL draft, if you're a freaking absolute dog.
Unless you're LeBron James.
Yeah, but he went to the Cavs. They sucked when he went to the Cavs.
Went to Miami.
Yeah, but he left after it took him several years. The Cavs were like a 16-win team when he went there.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so again, like you, and let's talk about LeBron for a sec.
I'm not a fan.
Well, that's fine. But what did he do to the Cavs? He elevated them.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? I mean, he ended up going to Miami, went back, won a championship.
Yeah.
He elevated the Cavs. Right? What did Ben Johns do to the Carolina Hurricanes or the Carolina Hogs?
Hey, maybe he'll go back.
He did nothing, right? He didn't even elevate. They sucked. They were probably worse. They were probably better without him. Martin and Tammy won more matches. But that's what I'm saying. The great players, you want to be the GOAT. You want to be the greatest player. You want all the accolades. You want to be on ESPN2. You want all the things. You got to elevate.
Okay.
And I think that's what the great ones do. And I don't think we have as many great ones in pickleball as we could because these players are too busy bitching and whining and moaning about teammates and ownership and coaching and all
how many tournaments we're playing.
And too many tournaments. All these. Just freaking elevate your game, step up, be a dog. You know who was a dog today?
Who?
Andre Dascu.
Did he have the pine tar?
He did not, but the guy was a dog. When did Andre Dascu hit freaking rocket ground strokes? The dude was,
Oh, was he using Flamingo?
yeah.
Okay.
Dude was a monster today.
Yeah.
So those are the players, right?
Okay, real quick, we're going overboard. Do you just want to recap some of the highlights from these last few matches?
So the Ranchers, when they played the Fives were doing their chant. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Christian got pissed. Flip double bird to Lee Waters.
What's
his
up
coach.
with the flipping people off? I think that
I don't know. Flipped the double bird. It looked like it was to their bench. It looked like it was right at Lee. They went to the mixed, and Lee and Christian were still arguing. I think that's a tough situation because Lee is his coach on tour, but now she's coaching against him because she's also the coach of the Fives. That's where it's a little bit of a conflict of interest. It'd be like, I think a good example of that would be like, you have a quarterback coach, a private quarterback coach in the off season, and then you get into a game and that coach is the quarterback coach of a different team.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I know all of his weaknesses.
Yeah.
Right. Like, like he doesn't go through his progressions. He's horrible against zone defenses, whatever it is. And so she knows Christian's strengths and weaknesses. And so she can pick on him. Right. And that makes it tough. And I think ideally Christian would love to be on the Fives, which is where I think that my personal opinion, the Ranchers should ship them to the Fives for $400,000. I actually would I would make them send me both bench players and Zane. And I will send them Christian and both of my bench players, and I want $600,000.
Wow.
I would.
That's a lot of money.
Well, do you have AL and Christian? Do you think you can win it all with that?
You would hope so.
Yeah.
But as I've always said, MLP is very interesting. I mean, for example, the Ranchers, they got Caitlin Christian pretty much just for the singles.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was what they expected.
I think she was a better doubles player on their team than a singles player.
What I'm getting at is MLP is so unpredictable.
Yeah.
Like so many different variables go into play, and you think Ben's going to win every single singles point, and that doesn't always happen.
No. So Ranchers lose.
Okay.
So now these teams get to pick.
Yep.
So the Shock get to pick first, and they pick Orlando, which is the lowest essentially remaining team.
Real quick, didn't Grayson and Hayden, weren't they chirping pretty bad?
So they played. They were chirping. They're going back and forth. Hayden actually took a ball, and instead of giving it to Grayson, he threw it.
Yeah.
And then the Shock actually posted something that said, they posted like the face of Grayson, and it said, the face you make when you lose to the Shock 4 times in 1 year.
So that's another thing. I get it. It's funny. But for the official account of the team to be posting that, to me, that doesn't seem very professional.
Bro, but look, the Shock took a clip from our pod. The Shock love it. They're different.
They love it, for sure. But what NBA team is creating their own memes, degrading and making fun of other NBA
maybe
players?
Not NBA, but do you follow like Wendy's on Twitter?
Wendy's is
They
hilarious.
will roast the hell out of you. They don't play.
Wendy's is, but could you? I don't think NFL does that. I don't think NBA does it.
No, but like I said, they're
literally making
But does the
fun.
WWE?
Huh?
Does the WWE?
I don't know. I mean, there's not teams. I mean, those are just personal accounts.
But look, they are.
That's the other thing. I mean, I don't think that's good for the sport. If they're wanting it to be this professional and on the likes of NBA basketball, I don't think they should be doing that.
Yeah, but I mean, look, dude,
it's funny though.
It is funny, and look, they sink all their money into St. Louis University, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they have to have something to cheer for.
Yeah.
So it doesn't hurt me that bad because the Chaffetz, like...
What they should have done is had a burner... They should have had a burner account created and then just reposted
They need a winning team because St. Louis is dog. St. Louis is complete ass.
They have so many Hurricanes over there, too.
Well, they're just an ass team. Like, they really are terrible. They're a terrible collegiate team, and I feel bad. And so I get why they get so excited that the Shock is winning because, look, you have to act like you've been there before, but they actually haven't because they cheer for St. Louis.
Yeah.
So the Shock, look, I said this before, the Shock, they just have a swagger to them. I don't hate it. I think that there's just something about them. I think that they're not there to be your friend, right? Maybe off the court, maybe when they go home, maybe in Boca they hang out with everybody. But those 4 players, and put in Eric Lang, who's the nicest guy, but he's even a dog on that team. And I mean, frick, AB went after her own teammate. Said, don't call me an effing cheater.
Yeah.
Right? Like that team is just, they're swagged out. And honestly, I got to be honest, it's working. I don't change a single thing. And if it leads me to a championship and I have to apologize later, fine.
Okay.
It's kind of how I feel. So they win. They beat Orlando. And then this is where the interesting thing comes in. Dallas gets a choice, Tyler. They can choose the Ranchers, who are, we just talked about, reeling. Christian was benched. they traded away Etta, right? They don't have Ryan. Or they can choose the Columbus Sliders, who on paper, you have Andre Daskew, top 5 probably male.
Yeah.
You have CJ Klinger, clear cut top 10.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
You have Paris Todd, who you just said is probably top 5-ish.
Yeah.
And you have Leah Jansen, who I don't think anyone would argue is top 10.
Yeah.
And they pick them over the Ranchers to play.
Yeah, that was a really interesting.
It was insane.
I don't think anybody saw that coming.
No. Now, look, there were some rumors.
Exactly. The only thing that I could think of is if there were rumors going around that there was fighting within the team.
There were rumors that there was a little bit of
a spat
between Columbus players. And so I don't know if they thought, but...
And leading up to that, one of those players claimed, supposedly, allegedly, that they were not going to be playing.
Yes, but when they selected them, they had already played a match and won handily and showed that there was no beef.
Yeah.
At least they did a good job of hiding it, right? And so there was no beef there. On paper, choosing Columbus over Dallas or over Texas is probably the worst decision in MLP history. The worst strategic decision I've ever seen.
Do you know how that came to be?
Allegedly, the players voted.
Yeah. So if you're a coach,
you got to override it, Tyler.
But what if where's your faith in the players?
My faith in the players is...
So if Flash would have won, people would not be saying anything about this.
They wouldn't, but they didn't.
Yep.
They didn't win. That's why it can be second guessed. If the Flash would have chose Texas and lost, nobody says a word because they made the right choice.
That's fair.
They made the choice that we all thought they would make. It's the correct choice. Oh, Christian balled out. Eric played great. We lost. Fair. It is what it is. But you choose Columbus and you lose. It's going to be second guessed for eternity.
That's fair.
I don't know who made... I mean, allegedly the players voted. Julie Johnson... Is she the GM? I don't even know what her role is, but she should fire herself. Because that's how bad of a decision it was.
Okay.
No, what, Tyler? It's horrible. It's a horrendous decision.
Okay.
I mean, we just named those 4 players. This isn't like a underachieving team.
Yeah.
This team just beat you. They just ended your undefeated streak in St. Louis. So I don't know if they wanted revenge. Maybe that's what it was. They're like, but then you're letting your ego get in the way of the end goal, which is to win a championship. Nobody in their right mind would choose that team. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Unless they had heard or thought that there was still fighting going on.
I don't choose that team if Marcella Hones plays for Paris. Because Andre and CJ can beat you. They are better than your guys.
Okay.
Now, do I think J-Dub arguably is the best guy? Sure. But then it's...
What about Ava?
That'd be close. But it's J-Dub's... If J-Dub's 1A, Daskew's 1B, CJ's 1C, and Augie's like H.
Okay. Okay, that's
fine.
fine.
How big of a gap there is.
That's fine. Yeah.
And I would say... And honestly, I'd be like, okay, well, their men can win, can beat us. And then whoever plays with Leia... can beat us in mixed. Sella, sorry, love you, but there's an L.
Yeah.
But then they're a better Dreambreaker team than we are.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was just wild. So
all right,
anyways,
real quick, who does Flash drop in the offseason or
Augie.
For next year?
You have to drop Augie.
Okay.
Now, this is where it gets interesting because they did redraft him. So they do get him for 3 years. So that's where it'll be interesting because you only have a year left of one of them and 2 years of the other.
So correct me if I'm wrong. You can drop whoever you want, but you can also re-pick them up, right?
Yeah. And that's what they did with Augie.
Yeah.
So you do have Augie for 3 years. So it is possible you could keep Augie and then re-pick up like a Tyra. But I'm telling you right, if Tyra hits the open market, I mean, it's going to be $1 million. Someone's going to spend.
Okay.
I mean, someone's going to spend everything they have for her.
I mean, what was the highest that somebody spent this last time? Like 100,000?
No. Last time it was more than that. It wasn't 100, but it was like a couple hundred, I think.
I thought it was like 150.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. But someone will spend. I mean, look, if you're a team and you feel like you're one player away, I mean, you'll go spend for Tyra.
Okay.
Right now, look, if you feel like you're 8 players away, then maybe you don't. But tell me this: so say you're the Ranchers, you decide to keep Alshon. right?
If they're wanting to win the championship, they have to keep all.
So they say they keep Alshon. They have Onsens. They have Caitlin Christian.
Yeah.
And Tyra hits the open market. You add Tyra to that team.
Exactly.
You're a championship contender.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, so I don't know. I mean, that's the interesting thing. Like, same thing with St. Louis, right? Gabe, Hayden, or AB has to be dropped.
Yep.
So if Gabe gets dropped or Hayden gets dropped, do you spend?
You can still pick them up, though.
You can. They can, but if you are Brooklyn, okay, Al Tylis has infinite funds, right?
A lot more money than the Chaffetz, right?
Deckel was ass this whole weekend. I'm sorry, but he took 6 months off. I don't know if he was worried about not getting invited to another pickleball getaway with Ben or what, but he was horrible.
Okay.
But he did take a lot of time off. He was hurt, all the things, but he was terrible. So, and Riley is Riley. Riley is just a little bit, he's washed at this point. I mean, he has no power.
Okay.
Right? His game is just passed him by. He's only signed he's not going to renegotiate. If Riley walks away after next year, nobody's going to be surprised. So if you're Brooklyn and Gabe Tardio hits the market, do you go spend the full amount to go get Gabe Tardio?
Yeah. How does it work? It's bidding.
It's bidding.
It's
yeah,
bidding.
it's bidding.
Yep.
So it wouldn't shock me if Al Tylis is
To have the owners played out.
yeah, the owners are going to battle.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a big
No,
old
like play out a pickleball match.
Al Tylis versus Ross Chaffetz. Al would beat him.
That would be epic.
That would be actually pretty funny. Let me think.
The winner of the match gets whatever player they want.
I also think there should be a rule that if you've not paid your league fee, then you are not eligible for the finals.
Wow.
I'm just going to throw that out there for a team that made the finals and hasn't paid their league fee.
And Challenger, of course.
And Challenger, of course, yeah. You shouldn't be eligible. So, with that being said, okay, so Dallas loses. Columbus, there goes the three Dream Breakers, epic matches, insane matches. J-Dub and Georgia lost 4 times, something like that. 3 times, whatever it was. And Columbus wins in the Dream Breaker. So they advance. Dallas is out. The defending champs. Their
Gone.
sick little Letterman jacket.
See ya.
See ya.
2026 might be the year.
Bye. See ya. Fives win. Brooklyn versus LA. Ben Johns. He was phenomenal. Brooklyn was overmatched. Like I said, Deckel was not good. Like, it's okay. Deckel took a bunch of time off.
I mean, I think Ben feels confident when he plays almost anybody, but he knows Deckel's game so well that I don't think he was too worried.
Yeah, I agree. He crushed. He crushed it. He was really good. Deckel, like I said, Deckel looked rusty.
All right, so what's up on the slate for MLP? So we have MLP New York City, where the top 4 teams for Premier.
Here's the best part.
Semifinals.
Now, because Columbus won, the Shock get to choose. I'm going to assume the Shock are going to choose Columbus, right? So that means we have Fives versus LA.
Yep.
That means we have Ben versus AL.
That'll be epic.
Now, last time they played,
Central
AL
Park
smacked them.
Yeah.
She smacked them. Like, we thought it was going to be this epic match, and she smacked them. But I think we have a different Ben this time.
Yeah.
So it'll be exciting. Yeah, in Central Park. And
Central Park, yep.
Quick Challenger, because Challenger deserves love too. We beat Florida. Then we lost to the Chefs. I mean, they beat us up, smacked us around, beat us in 2. We had a chance to force a Dream Breaker in the second game, actually led 10-9 in the second match. 10-9 to force a Dream Breaker, ended up not being able to get it done. Props to Marshall Brown, Jeannie Arakina, Eva, and Scarpa USA. And then Vegas. I don't think anybody's surprised that Vegas, they've been the best team all year in Challenger.
Yeah.
So it'll be Vegas versus the Chefs.
And remind me, the one team from Challenger that wins it moves up.
Either Vegas or Nashville will move up next year.
So next year, as of now, you'll have 5 teams in Challenger.
Only 5 in Challenger.
How do you feel being in Premier or Challenger?
I mean, it's dumb, dude. It's stupid. They got to figure something out. It's absolutely ridiculous.
How many more round robins?
Yeah, I mean, it's just so.
They should throw in the collegiate teams for the round robins.
Yeah, I mean, they scored 3 total points at BCO, so that'll work too. I mean, it's so stupid. At this point, like, just put everybody in one, get rid of it. I don't even know what to do. Or like, if we're so tired of playing the same teams, go 2 out of 3, do something. Give us 6 and let us play freaking all 6 matches.
Yeah.
6. Do something different. Like, this is where I think that they're making what I've said. People are like, oh, minor league. They don't talk about minor league and major league. Okay, that's fine. If you want Challenger to be a minor league, that's fine. I actually don't have any issue with it. But then use Challenger as the guinea pig. Like the mics, right? You mic'd up all the players. That was cool. That was a good thing. They never went back to it. But use it as the guinea pig. The pitch clock for baseball originally started in minor leagues. They tried it in minor leagues first. Robot umpires, they're using that in minor leagues first. Do all of these things in Challenger, right? Let's do something different. Let's go 6-player in Challenger, and you can sub at any time. See how it works. See if the fans like it. And then if it works, then you move it to Premier.
You have unlimited ideas right now.
Yeah, if it doesn't work, then scrap it. But use that, like, do something different. Use Challenger for that.
Okay. Yeah, MLP New York is going to be epic. We were there last year, and it was an incredible tournament. The atmosphere being in Central Park is just nothing else like it. And so if you're able to get out there, go get out there. Use our code KOTC, and be ready to watch some epic pickleball.
Yeah.
Next up, we'll just cover these briefly. We have MLP New York City, which we just talked about, and then we have PPA Vegas the week after, and then also PPA Japan, which this guy is going to.
You're going?
I'm going to
That's
PPA
awesome.
Japan. Okay, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Tell us about Holey Performance.
Holey Performance is the #1 electrolyte on the market, #1 for energy, #1 for performance, #1 for all the good things that you're losing as you play. Tyler, I woke up in the middle of the night the other night with a cramp in my calf.
Oh my gosh.
Now, I don't know if you've ever had a Charlie horse when you wake up.
It's been a while.
They tell you to touch something cold.
Okay.
So
Anything? Like with your hand or anything?
Well, your foot.
Oh, with the area that's getting a Charlie
Yeah. So the only thing that I have that was like my bathroom floor.
Okay.
So I hobbled out of bed, put my foot on the bathroom floor, right? And it went away, but then it was sore and it hurt. And I was like, I promise you, I was concerned that for the rest of the night, I had like anxiety that like it was going to come back. So I went downstairs.
Dehydrated.
I think I was.
Yeah.
I went downstairs, got some white gummy, Costco water. If you're not drinking Costco water, you're losing out. Kirkland Signature Water, $4 for a whole case.
Hey, they finally switched over to the Coke products in there.
I saw that. Yeah. I saw that. Yeah. So a little bit of Holey Performance, Costco water, chugged it, and I felt great.
Awesome. We love it. Holey Performance. They make a ton of different products. This is our exclusive limited edition flavor, white gummy. We know you want to try it. We talk about it every single show. Go to holeyperformance.com and use code KOTC to try it. It is something that you will not regret. Tastes incredible. 0 sugar, as we talk about, and it supports us. And
the one thing Tyler always says, you will be shocked that it's 0 sugar.
Yes. Okay, Jimmy.
Tyler.
Anything else before we get into questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's knock them out. Oh, somebody was watching my match, and they said, "Why do you hit your cast? Doesn't that hurt?" On one of the balls, I missed it. I was very frustrated with myself, and so I started hitting my cast like this. Like that?
Yeah.
And I just discovered that it doesn't hurt. It's a cast. And so I'm able to like punch it or do whatever I want. And so it doesn't actually hurt the bone that was broken. And so that's why I was doing it. And I was frustrated. I have this thing on. I have my follow-up appointment this upcoming Tuesday, and I am praying that I'm able to get it off.
I hope you do get it off.
I hope so too. I've been in a different world. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
MLP should have merch deals like MLS Soccer with Adidas. Should MLP seek this?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know they have. I think it gets really complicated.
Right now, they allow all the teams to seek their own deal.
Yeah.
Like Penguin is for Miami. Yep. I think there's a couple of teams that have. I mean, we have Stack. Bouncers have Stack. So there are apparel deals out there. But if the league could get a apparel deal, and you just basically, but just to be clear, league, you get an apparel deal, you do distribute that to the teams. Yep. You don't keep all the money. That's how it works in other sports. They should get one. Absolutely. Why not do uniformed uniforms? This is going to end up on the freaking comments, explicitives. Uniformed uniforms. So everybody wears kind of the same uniforms, look similar, and it's produced by the same people.
Yep. That's what Powder League does for basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They all have the same one, then just different names.
Exactly. I mean, Lingerie Football League does it. Everybody does it.
Lingerie?
There's a Lingerie Football League. I'm just saying they all have their uniforms.
Realistically, what would be the score if Ben Johns played alone versus Challenger men's teams?
Guys, no one is giving Challenger Credit. Michael Lloyd and Martin Emmerich would beat Ben Johns. If it was 2-on-1, they would beat Ben Johns 11-2, 11-1. Pablo Tejas and James Delgado would beat Ben Johns by a similar score.
I don't know 11-2, but they would win for sure.
They would win. Yeah. They would beat him.
Yeah.
There's not a team in Challenger men's that wouldn't crush him.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think DJ and Colin?
2 versus 1 is very different.
And they're pros. They are still pros. If it's Ben Johns against 2 4-0s or 4 5s or even 2 5-0s, sure.
Yeah.
But this is where we go back to the gap between 5-0s and pros is massive. Okay? There's only one pro that would lose to a 5-0. We know who she is.
All right, we already discussed this. They said, who made the decision for the Shock to play the sliders, and where does it rank in worst decisions?
So it wasn't the Shock. It was the Flash.
Yeah. Well, according to Jimmy, it's the worst decision ever. And
it's number 1.
Julie should be fired.
Well, if she made the decision, she should. It's number 1.
Okay.
Tyler, it's absolutely the number 1 decision.
Has
Worst
Ryan
decision.
Fu and Max Freeman surpassed BPJ, which is James Ignatowicz?
I mean, I think all 3 of them are very, very similar. And what it is they can get streaky and they can beat some players and then they can lose to some players. I mean, Freeman just made a semifinals run with Tyson, which was pretty impressive. But then also the Slice were terrible this year, and they didn't make the playoffs.
Yep.
Ryan Fu is interesting to me because sometimes I watch him and I think, wow, he's getting good. Other
Changing
times,
your tune on him, huh?
Well, no. Other times I think he has the worst pickleball IQ anybody on tour, and he makes these odd decisions. Just absolutely, bro. That shot, that attempt, that pull is way above your skill level, and it's probably the worst decision I've ever seen.
If a player does not sign a UPA contract extension before the deadline, what does that mean? Well, allegedly, it's just like any other contract. If you don't sign, then it's not valid. So you will be placed, or you'll have an opportunity to sign another contract for 30 days if you don't accept that.
Which is less.
It's less.
It keeps going down.
Laughable. People still question if Ben is the best. So he's still the best. But the gap that he is the best by has narrowed significantly.
That's number 1. Number 2, Ben has created this himself, and this is the thing that, like I said, if you're the GOAT, this is never in question. But even Dave Fleming, who absolutely glazes the hell out of Ben more than anybody else, right, says, what version of Ben are we going to get today?
Yeah.
It's always, what version of Ben are we going to get?
I mean, it's practice, but the day before we lost our match against the Squeeze, we played Ben and Hunter.
Yeah.
And we played a couple games, I think 2 games, and we won one of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they always say, what version of Ben are we going to get?
Yeah.
What version of Ben is Ben going to... And it's like, look, if they have to question your motives, if they have to question what version is going to show up, then yeah, you're not the best. You're not the GOAT. Sorry.
All right, we already discussed this earlier on in the show, but they said, what is going on with a Vulcan ball and being the official ball of Duper?
It is the official ball of Duper. So if you're playing in any Duper events, any Duper tournaments, if you're playing in minor league, if you're playing anybody that's hosting that has a Duper club, you will be using the Vulcan pickleball. So guess what? All of you that are complaining about your Duper rating, right? Mm-hmm. All of you out there that are like, oh, I beat this player and my Duper went down. Guess what? You're going to be using the Vulcan. So I would probably practice with that if you don't want to keep bitching about your Duper.
This is an interesting question. With Leia and Andre not signing, are the sliders done for?
So that's the interesting thing, right? Is what do you do? Now, this is the other thing that I said, is just because they didn't sign doesn't mean that they can't re-sign down the line. Mm-hmm. It just means that they're choosing to continue on with the current contracts that they have.
I would imagine they would talk individually to these players and say, hey, are you actually anticipating on being done next year? Or
it's a whole nother level, and a GM should be doing this anyways, just to be clear, but it is a whole nother level of research that you need to do now on players, right? Because contracts, like the league should send out before the draft, long before the draft, like in the next couple months, contract status for every player.
Yep.
Because that is very, very important when drafting.
Should they have John Lucien's age on it?
Yeah, I think so. Because if he's 16, then I will take him. If he's 17, he's too old. He's aged out.
That sounds very creepy, but okay.
Yeah, he's aged out. Too old for me.
Deckel should have set.
I agree.
Can't miss that much in pro level. Better with AJ.
I agree. They wouldn't have been able to use AJ, though.
Why?
Because Pat Smith is healthy and he's there. Pat Smith is a sub. And they said that for the playoffs,
for the playoffs. Okay.
You have to use the on-site sub.
Interesting.
And it was Caden Nemeth or Pat Smith who's on their bench. So they couldn't have just said, hey, we want to use AJ.
Gotcha. That's good. I like that rule.
Yeah.
Did San Diego give the same vibe as San Clemente? Pros and cons. So I was only in San Diego for a couple days, so I can't.
Tyler actually got a text today saying, hey, there's a videographer looking for you. And
I was out of there pretty quickly.
He's been home for 2 days, but.
Yeah, San Diego was great. I love California. That's probably my number one place to play. The weather is incredible. However, even though, despite the weather being incredible, one of the days, the day that we played, there was probably a 10-mile-an-hour wind.
There's wind yesterday, too.
I mean, yeah. I honestly think MLP needs to be indoors.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, San Diego's great. They need to have tournaments at that Barnes place.
The Bears' second match against Nashville, literally there was a good side and a bad side, and it played a major factor.
Yep. How do the personalities of the Kawamotos differ, Jimmy?
That's a weird question. Is that from Cindy?
No.
Oh, so I feel like I've gotten to know both of them pretty well. I would say that Jackie is definitely more outgoing. But Jade is actually sneaky funny. I don't think people realize that they're both very funny, like hilarious. But Jade is like more sneaky. Like Jade's not she'll like out of the blue kind of catch you off the top, like, sneaky joke that you wouldn't expect. Jackie's definitely the more outgoing one, but they're both like super chill. They don't get too like high, too low. None of this is life or death for them. Does that make sense? Like they're very level-headed. Obviously, they were raised by goodly parents. And I know that Cindy watches the pod, so she's a G lover.
All right. Somebody said, why didn't Leia and Pablo and Diescu sign new contracts, all capable of winning, especially Diescu?
Yeah, they are, but I think, you're talking about deferring a large sum of money.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars guaranteed within 1 year versus maybe
3 years. Yep. Exactly. Yep. So I think for them, it just made sense. I mean, Dasku's 35, 36 years old, right?
I think he's 36, 37.
37, yeah. I mean,
what's 1 year difference?
Yeah.
Huh?
He's got a family. Yeah.
Why hasn't Ben John signed a new UPA contract? We discussed that earlier.
It's just complicated. Ben's is very, very complicated.
But as I've learned in pickleball, there are no conflicts of interest. Nothing.
No, we don't believe in that.
Nothing.
We don't believe in that.
Was Judith on the bench for the Shock in San Diego? Curious after the Bristol incident.
Yeah, she was, wasn't she?
I did not see.
Oh. Honestly, the last thing I was doing was scanning their bench.
If enough players don't sign the new contracts, shouldn't UPA declare bankruptcy and reorganize?
Look, I think that at some point, if they were stuck with massive albatross deals, then yes. But I also think that after 2026, the reality is they could clear their books if they wanted to.
Yeah.
And clear their books and say, okay, now you're all playing for $10 million prize money. So yeah, I think that they could. If they don't have money for 2026, sure, but they do.
What happened to Kyle Yates? We've gotten a lot of questions.
Tom Dundon just bought the Portland Trailblazers for $4.4 billion.
That's why we got to take the cuts.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is let's not pretend that there's not money. The Chaffetz family's worth $3 billion or whatever it is. If you Google it, I don't know how accurate. Al Tylis is worth hundreds of million, right? I mean, Zubin's worth hundreds. I mean, there is a lot of money backing UPA. Billion. Like, we're talking billions of dollars.
With a B.
With a big old B. So the reality of it is there is money that backs. It's just a matter of how much money do these guys want to sink in, and are they still very bullish on this? And if they are, which I think they are, because they're all in still.
Drew Brees was out there.
Drew Brees was there. Richard Blaze, the celebrity chef. If they are, then there's nothing to worry about.
All right, we've gotten a lot of questions about Kyle Yates recently. Somebody said, what happened to Kyle Yates? How did he fall from the top to completely irrelevant? Well, I think it's easy when you don't play in tournaments. I think my personal opinion is he wasn't having the same amount of success as he was used to. And so it's kind of tough going from being number one to not.
He actually chose to take a job.
Yeah.
Chose to take a 6-figure job.
Yeah, but that was kind of afterwards a little bit.
It was, but what I'm saying is that at the time he just the travel and everything, he chose that. Yeah.
All right, a couple more questions.
Working at the PICKLR now.
He what?
PICKLR in Colorado.
Yeah.
Littleton, I think.
He's a part of a group out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who has better flows, Frosty or AC Baby?
Man, I like them both. I think we should do a concert, a pickleball rapper concert. We could have AC Baby, we could have Frosty.
Yeah.
There's got to be other people out there that
the videographer Ricardo for MLP PPA.
Yeah, Ricardo can come do it. Yeah. There's got to be some people that can sing. Callie Smith can sing.
Yeah.
So we can
have all these rappers, and then Callie.
Yeah, Callie can harmonize. She can do she can sing the hooks.
Are there consequences for not signing a new UPA deal?
Yes, you actually get spanking. Yeah, there's consequences.
We'll see.
There's going to be consequences, because at the end of the day, it's like you at some point you stick to your guns. You have to stick to your guns. You can't be making side deals. And honestly, if they don't stick to their guns, there's no point in signing anybody, because you're paying the same amount of money. So if the whole point was to have players play for prize money and save money, you can't just let people sign whenever they want.
We got a lot of questions. Is MLP delivering on the vision they promoted during the Tour Wars?
Yeah, I think so. I just think that it's a work in progress. Like, we're trying to find out what works and what doesn't. And it's going to always be trial by error, right? I do think MLP needs to simplify some stuff. But yeah, dude, we just talked about San Diego was sold out, right? Central Park's going to be freaking sold out.
Yeah.
Salt Lake was sold out. I mean, it is delivering. It's just like they do have to. There's adjustments. Hitting that? Sorry.
All right, last question.
You act like that one's worth money.
It is. Dude, watch yourself. All right, 2 more questions. Is Fed holding back Big H in men's doubles?
I don't think he's holding back Big H. I think Fed's a great player, but I do think that H could play the left with lots of guys. Mm-hmm. I think there is a little bit of a question. Can Big H play with Gabe? Would they have more success than Big H and Fed? Mm-hmm. And I think both of them could win a PPA, so it'll be interesting.
Any word on PPA Toronto? Tyler needs to head north beyond the wall. So
beyond the wall. Build the wall. Oh wait.
From what I heard, that tournament was supposed to for sure happen this year, and then of course it got canceled, and the reason being was cost/government. They were imposing insane amount. It would just be way too expensive.
Tariffs.
Yeah, not even the tariff, but just it was going to be super expensive to bring all the equipment over there.
I just want Canadian Kit Kats.
That's all you want? Put your address right here, and I'm sure someone will send you some.
Oh, Josette already said she would. Already messaged me.
All right, anything else, Jimmy?
I have a question.
Talk to me.
I was having a talk with one of my players.
Okay.
And I'm just curious.
Guy or girl?
Girl.
Tall or short?
Shorter.
Okay.
Top 3 gas station snacks. These are the hard-hitting questions.
I mean, jerky has to be in there.
Okay, so I had jerky in my top 3.
Hot Cheetos have to be in there.
I did not have Hot Cheetos.
Something sour, like...
I went Funyuns.
Hot Cheetos, for sure,
okay.
over Funyuns. Funyuns is like styrofoam.
Oh, no, I like Funyuns. This, by the way, so it's Lane. Lane has never had Funyuns.
Explains a lot.
Canadian.
Okay.
So I went beef jerky, Funyuns, and then I went like something sour. I think Nerd Clusters, maybe. Those
are all right. I feel like that was 5 years ago.
Wow. Do candies have trends?
Yes. What's coming back in style is the sour spaghetti. Those hit.
Really?
Yeah.
So Lane went oatmeal cream pies. Mm-hmm. She spells creme, creme, CREME with a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. She also spells check, CHEQUE.
Nice.
Check it.
Check.
Canadian. Anyways, and then she went honey buns.
Honey buns?
I feel like honey buns are...
What are those?
You know what honey buns are, don't you? Like the cinnamon rolls, like in the package.
Okay, yeah.
Or sticky bun.
Yeah.
Kind of underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you don't fly much.
I mean...
At all. Hardly.
I mean...
I'm flying international.
I am gold status. I'm platinum. I'm platinum, dog.
You're not platinum.
I'm gold.
Yeah. Silver or gold? You're not
gold.
platinum.
I'm gold. I'm gold.
I'm flying
is
international.
platinum after gold?
Yeah.
Is
Maybe
there one
silver.
between it? No,
Gold,
no, no.
silver, platinum, diamond.
Silver, gold.
Silver, gold, platinum, diamond.
Yeah, dude, I'm gold.
Okay. Everybody gets that for like signing up.
No, stop. Because I was only like $300.
So
in
I'm
platinum
flying for
last
the
year.
first time in my life internationally by
Really?
myself.
Are you going Delta One?
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. But
Did you know
I'm a little bit nervous.
Did you know Salt Lake Airport's doing a Delta One lounge?
About time.
And they're doing another Sky Lounge in the B gates?
Nobody's going over there. That's like a 10-mile hike.
Like, why would you want to have it? Yeah, I agree. All right.
Anything else, Jimmy?
No, I think that's it. But
Big week for crypto.
huge week.
Big week for NFTs. Big week for the stock market. Let's go.
Massive.
Cut the rates, J-Pow.
Big week for MLP. New York.
When do they start? Thursday?
Thursday, I think, or Friday.
Okay.
There's only like 5 matches, so I think Friday maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be sick.
Should we go out there just for like 1
Dude,
or 2
I
days?
thought about it. Tim Park's got a reservation at a restaurant Thursday night.
What, Coat?
Fort Charles.
I went to Coat last time.
Have you heard of Fort Charles?
Uh-uh.
Dude, it's like the hardest restaurant to get into in New York.
Just pay a couple $1,000, they'll let you in.
Guess what that's what happened. It's called Fort Charles Prime Rib. Guess what? Guess how much? I shouldn't say it. He's probably, battery died.